everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time visiting. This is the first of several days of vlogging that I will be doing. I am getting ready to set up for a new year, and I cannot believe how quickly it is approaching. And I've been toying around with the idea of vlogging just to share with you how I prep and plan for a new year. So today is December 26th, and the rest of this week, it's going to be hopefully a really chilled week for me. I do have to work, but most of my work tasks have been done, so I expect to have really slow work days. And after work, I plan on every day just doing a little bit to set up for 2024, and I thought it would be fun to bring you along with me. So if that's something that interests you, then stay tuned. So right now it is time for me to take a break from work and to get some lunch. I am starving, and my good friend, who is also my neighbor, who lives across the street from me, every year she makes this huge pan of lasagna, and she always shares it with me. So that is what I'm having for lunch today. So there it is. And she gave me so much. I thought it was just one serving, but it's definitely more than one serving. So I'm going to cut it down the middle and have the rest tomorrow, or maybe I'll share with Ray. We'll see. But it's so good. And I think what sets her lasagna apart, she uses ground beef, Italian sausage, and she also puts pepperoni in her lasagna, and that makes all the difference. So I'm gonna head off and enjoy lunch, and I'll catch up with you later. So lunch was amazing, and I'm trying not to fall into a food coma, so I decided I'm going to pick up a project and work on that for a couple of hours. And one of the things I like to do to prep for the new year is to really think about the projects I have on the needles. Which ones am I going to commit to finishing, or which ones have I completely fallen out of love with and will probably frog? So recently, in the past couple days, I've picked up a languishing whip, and it is the knitted patchwork recipe by Martine Ellis. You will also find a similar patterns to this. I believe one is called the Cozy Memories Blanket, and there's another one also. But again, the one I'm doing is the knitted patchwork recipe by Martine Ellis. And you see how beautiful this is. And I'm really not sure why I fell out of love. Not that I fell out of love with it, but I just stopped working on it. You know, other projects start to just become more appealing to you, and it just fell by the wayside. But after watching Kay Litton, or better known as the Crazy Sock Lady, and her recent videos, and working on her Cozy Memories blanket, it just lit a fire under me, and I went to search for my blanket and have completely fallen back in love with it. I mean, literally, it's the only thing I want to work on. So I'm going to just show you again the progress I've made. I haven't measured this, but if I had to guess, I would say that on the short side, it's about 2.5 feet. And on the longer side, maybe about 4 feet. So not very big at all. And I'm not sure exactly how big I'm going to make it. I've already committed to myself that it's going to take quite a while to finish this, because it's not the only thing that I will be working on. But I have definitely recommitted to finishing it, and who knows, it just might get finished by the end of 2024. So my goal is to add at least 2 squares on this blanket a day. I believe it takes me about 30 minutes to do 1 square. So if I can commit to doing a square a day, maybe I can make that the first thing I work on when I wake up in the morning. And then maybe it's the last thing that I work on in the evening. Maybe just 30 minutes of knitting before I go to bed. Just something to relax me. I think that's a really, really good goal to have. So I'm going to work on my knitted patchwork recipe and try to get these 2 squares done. So I was able to get both of my squares done. Here's the first one. And this pretty pink here. Hope that's focusing. And the other square was this here. Let's see if I can get this to focus. It's a yellow, like a golden wheat color. And so I'm very happy that I got at least 2 squares done on this blanket today. Depending on how much time I have left this evening and my energy level, I might actually get to put on a couple more squares, but I'm very pleased that I got my squares done for today, and I've woven in the ends from those 2 squares, and I'm seeing a couple more ends I need to weave in. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to wind some yarn for a hat that I want to get on the needles before the day ends, and hopefully before Ray gets home, before I start dinner. So let me get to that. So a little tip I will share with you before I finish this skein of mohair is, you see how I'm holding my hand on the strand as it's winding around the ball winder? I do that for a couple of reasons. One, I want to keep a good tension on the yarn so that I have a nice even ball. But especially with mohair, I do it because there's always this excess fluff that ends up coming from your yarn. This is the fluff that always gets in my nose, and sometimes makes it a pain to knit with mohair. So just hold your hand onto that strand, fairly, not too tight so that it's, you're struggling to wind the yarn, but enough so that you can pick up that extra, those extra fibers that are on the mohair. Pop-Pop hug, Cash? You give Pop-Pop a hug? Yeah, there you give Pop-Pop a hug.
Look in the camera. Look in the camera. You see it?
You wanna give Pop-Pop a hug?
Give me another hug.
Give Pop-Pop a hug. Give Pop-Pop a hug. Yeah, Cash. You give Pop-Pop hugs. So today's dinner is going to be really light. I'm going to make a sweet potato and arugula salad. It's a really simple recipe with fresh arugula, roasted sweet potatoes, tomato, cucumber, onions, bacon, pecans, and a homemade lemon vinaigrette. So one of the things I like to do most mornings is create just a short to-do list of things I really hope to accomplish during the day. And now I'm just checking off the things I was able to get done, and I will just set this list to the side for tomorrow morning. There are still a couple of things I didn't get done, and I will just build on this list for the week. So the final thing I wanted to share with you today are just a few notes that I took in my craft planner. This is actually a happy planner, and I have it inside of a cloth and paper leather cover. So my intention for this planner is to use, it actually has 3 sections. So the first section I think I will use to record my monthly goals for crafting. The center or the second tab I probably will use for podcast show notes, and then the final tab in the back I will use for individual notes about my projects. So I think this system is going to work out really, really well this year. I will leave a link to the Happy Planner as well as my personal affiliate link with Cloth and Paper. I will share with you some of the notes I took regarding my crafting intentions as well as podcast goals for 2024 in a future podcast episode or vlog.